Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. It is October 4th, 2025. I hope you're doing well. Got some messages for you and making discovery on why they worked for over 20 years to destroy my mind, my mental facility. Everything's becoming a little more clear. All right, so some masculines are talking with the curator, asking if she was psychic. So these ones are looking for psychics. Apparently, they don't much care for psychics because, you know, they're trying to be sneaky and stuff. It sounded like a feminine came into the room and said they took Karen. There was something about 4:30 a.m., 4:30 today. A biblical reference suggests that it could be the 430-year period that the Israelites lived in Egypt before their exodus. It could be an angel number suggesting a transformative journey, embracing change, aligning with life's purpose, and fostering teamwork and harmony. There's something about 72, section 5. A masculine was stating something about this. Now, Section 72 of the Washington State Revised Code 72.05 dealing with corrections and institutions, or Section 72 of the Internal Revenue Code, which addresses rules for annuities and pensions. The IRS Code 72, Revenue Code Section 72, governs taxation of annuities and pensions. Subsections 72T, which allows for penalty-free distributions under specific circumstances like disability. Washington State Law 72.05 outlines definitions, purpose, and powers related to these institutions, such as designation of close security or minimum security facilities. So it could have something to do with, these facilities that are housing folks. Maybe they're planning something, some kind of release into the community. We've got U.S. Tax Code 72E5 outlines the tax treatment of distributions from certain life insurance and endowment contracts that are not considered modified endowment contracts. First in, first out tax treatment specifies that any non-annuity amount received from the contract is allocated to the investment in the contract. First, tax-free, and then to the taxable income. I don't know any of this stuff. I'm not a tax person. I don't like tax season. New York State Civil Service Law Section 72.5 addresses involuntary leave for non-occupational disabilities. This could have something to do with folks getting fired. All right. Specifically, Subdivision 5 provides guidance for an employee's immediate removal from the workplace for urgent situations, such as what is happening now. And that's why I think that this is probably it. They may be removed if an employee presence in the workplace poses potential danger or severely interferes with operations. It requires documents to be given to an employee with all related documents for medical evaluation. So it's like they're being accused of a non-occupational disability or something that is posing a hazard. So they have to submit to some kind of medical evaluation, is what it sounds like. Somebody is asking if she speaks Russian. The curator is talking about the teeth again. It sounds to me like they want to KID nap somebody behind these firings or medical evals and replace them with a copycat. It sounds like she's female. Somebody's making decisions about this. They are blaming a feminine. But I don't see a feminine doing these kinds of things. It's in the public eye. It seems to be a masculine. So why are they targeting a feminine? 5 minutes ago, the President of the United States did that. It was 10:59 p.m. last night when I heard that. So at 10:54 p.m. Friday, October 3rd, the American president did something. They're saying somebody is an espionage agent who is somebody employed to spy on another country or business. So it's like they're accusing psychics of being espionage agents. Potentially me. These masculines are concerned. They are speaking as though they don't have any psychic shields. They're in a war, a proxy war, in which the citizens suffer the most. And they don't like psychics knowing about their moves or what it is they got going on. So, clarification. I do not work for the U.S. president. I don't even like him. I have history of him in the astral being very rude to me. So I don't particularly care for this person, and I don't work for him. I'm not a spy for this president. I do not spy on people. I never hear foreign languages spoken unless it is he who walks with me, and he seems to speak all languages. So, but I don't understand any of it. Everything that I hear is in English, and it seems to be, I never get specifics about any, especially governmental thing. I never hear about that. What I hear is this curator, this person that sounds young, but they're an ancient, and they deal in the life force vitality of human beings. This entity who's posing as a human is not human, and they love Earth women, but they love to hate them. So I only get to hear about these masculines being jerks toward me or the divine feminine. They're very, very mean. And I don't like them. Somebody said something about midnight. Now, I fell asleep, so I don't know if there was any kind of a thing going on there. It's the unexpected, somebody said. Just get out of here, somebody said. The curator is talking about something that happened or something has happened and or will happen, and they're talking about security. I had a vision of somebody's pistol. Nice, big pistol. Makes me want to go get a real gun. It was nice. So anyway, the vision filled the whole picture. I saw nothing but the pistol, like he had it in his face and he was looking at it lovingly. One masculine is telling somebody to walk away. The other day, they were talking about an ambush. So it sounds as though they may be sending somebody in to talk to a woman, and then as they walk away, it's like there'll be another masculine there with a pistol to ambush her unexpectedly with this pistol. They were asking about her dominant side, if she was a lefty or not. They feel that this woman is behind what's happening to them. They feel that she's an espionage agent working with somebody in a proxy freaking war. And there's a reason why they tried to destroy my mind. I mean, 22 years, they mentally RAPE'd me with these demons that are calling me every foul name and telling me every foul thing that they were going to do to me. Horrific threats and mental and energetic and emotional manipulations. It was really horrid. I'm no longer silent. Whatever is happening here is deserved, as far as I'm concerned. I prayed for a long time for ease and grace, and it took over 2 decades to arrive. So the curator is talking about some kind of activation. The other day, they were talking about the Neuralink, which had not been activated. So now he's talking about activation. And it sounded like the curator was complaining, saying, gonna have to stay here. And it could be that he's going to do some kind of an activation of things that have been ingested or implanted into a human body, because he knows that if they are connected to the Neuralink, that they can't advance into a higher dimensional space or place. They want to trap them here with the Neuralink, it sounds like. A younger masculine or feminine, I couldn't tell, said, trans? And the curator is talking about transfer. Is this why there are so many tom girls and tomboys? Because folks are using technology to transfer characteristic personality traits. Like, you know, those who want to be dressed up in an empress's energy, do they actually take the energy of the divine mother figure in her current aspect and then transfer those traits onto a masculine leader and then transfer his masculine traits onto her? Because I know at the age of 13, I was singing beautiful songs to the forest all summer. And as soon as I signed up for school, I was acting like I was having to fight boys who kept grabbing me. It was terrible. So it's like somebody did some kind of a trans thing regarding my personality at that point. And it was a long, long time since high school that I've been dealing with this interference. There's a lot of weird mental stuff that these people do. One of these masculines is talking about theatrics. You know, they love to stage a catastrophe or some event, and they love to rile people's energies up and get them on board, right? With vengeance, or fear or something, you know, so that they can have this kind of energy to fuel their theatrics, their illusions, their magic, their authority. And then let me know. Somebody appears to have been asked to investigate or to do something and then to report back. They're talking about persecution and how they didn't surrender. There are a masculine and a feminine out there who were tortured and placed on an impossible life path. They were not supposed to make it out. They really thought that they had them trapped, and they may have been trapped for thousands of years. But the Most High God came in, found them, and resurrected them, and then led them back into an ascension, claimed them, and now they're here active. And they're very upset, these jackwagons who love to tear apart the mental bodies of innocent people, to take out their challengers before they even get an idea of what's happening to them. So anyway, these two innocent people, as far as I can tell, were persecuted unfairly, but they did not surrender in this horrific path that they were placed upon. They are ascendants, working for the Most High God. And the Most High God is not a president here in the physical form. Sorry to say. There are people using psychics and they're minds. They're trying to tap into the mental bodies of psychics with their technologies and such, and then claim those messages as their own so that they can behave as though they have this direct link to source, which they don't. They just have technologies which can tap into the transmitter receiver, the biological transmitter receivers of the divine. So, these ascendants were persecuted. They did not surrender, and they have risen up as ascendants. They were led back by the Most High God. And there's something about high school. Now, I just shared my story about the song before the high school began. And then there is something that may have been going on for myself, certainly, and perhaps for the collective since high school. Challenges that you did not surrender to. The curator is talking about how he drove the mothers into being murderous with abortion. And they drove the fathers into being murderers with war. And then they unfairly and deceitfully convicted them of crimes and sentenced them to persecution. They're talking about a Sagittarius. Again, their savior feminine was supposed to be a Sagittarius, young, pure, innocent, little virgin. And apparently this dark masculine that they want to transfer their karmic debt onto is a Sagittarius. So it has to be a Sagittarius, machi. This dark black hole soul, masculine, whatever, needs to dump his crap onto an innocent and pure divine feminine that is, pure. That's the only way that she'll be able to manage this load. There was talk about a Leo feminine. Could be this feminine that's given them so much trouble. She may be a fire sign, a Leo. They've been talking about transferring this Sagittarius masculine's dark karmic debt onto her, but they're concerned about it. There's risks. Some masculines don't feel confident about this risk being worth it. It's as though if the sacrifice fails, they will be stuck in that black hole soul of that Sagittarius. It's very risky. That's why they haven't done it. But they're looking at her as though she's an appetizer, something to satisfy the hunger for a while. A younger sounding adult male said, "How many earth women?" So what are they doing? Are they collecting earth women, these masculines? They're not human. They're using a masculine voice, but they're not human. It's like they're collecting earth women, studying their minds and their lives. I heard some of these people wanting to improve their genetic line by mating with humans. They've been using earth women and men to breed for some time. Trying to get into your lineage and your gifts. Are they wondering how many women here are actually original biological earth women? A younger masculine said something about dragon, and then he said they don't have their dragon. I don't know, he's talking about somebody doesn't have their dragon. Every time she tried it, one masculine stated. So we've got a feminine out there doing magic or trying some kind of a transfer or something. And the curator and friends are talking about some kind of trap. Is there a feminine copycat out there trying to trap an original biological feminine, earth woman? Some fancy hybrid wanting to take her place? They're talking about a coroner. These ones have been talking about suicide. I've seen them in the coroner's office or the mortician or whatever, checking the teeth of corpses, trying to plan an suicide so that they can KID nap an original person and then go study them, do some testing and such. These masculines are talking about the rainbow covenant with the divine feminine, the recent rainbow covenant. The covenant these masculines held is no longer valid. It's been canceled. They have lost favor. They're very, very angry with this, that the feminine has the covenant and is being raised up. And they want to destroy everything before that happens. Now they're very, very, very upset and want to replace her to gain her covenant and wealth. So they need to KID nap her, do some suicide false thing. They need to kidnap this woman, and then they need to possess her mental faculties, her connections with God, her covenant. They need to possess her so that they can then replace her with a copycat and then drain her of her mental, her memories, and her energy, and then dress up in it and assume the role. And to be quite honest, I don't think that the Rainbow Covenant that they had entertained belonged to them at all. I think that this happened before, that they KID napped and sacrificed the actual feminine that had the covenant, and then they dressed up some freaking doppelganger hybrid or whatever in her energy and her memories. Whoever did that in the recent, and not in the recent past, but some time ago, when the original rose up and claimed her identity and was recognized as her, who she is, then the one that had been pretending to be her went through some kind of identity crisis that they had to manage. These masculines are talking about a Jehovah's Witness. They want to obtain this woman, her mind, her energy, dress up a copycat in it, and then manage this connection with God. Go be whores. Destroy her reputation and the covenant. It didn't work last time. God knew better. A younger masculine is calling somebody voluptuous. They sexualize everything. That's all they talk about. The way they speak, everything has to do with that. It's foul. There's nothing pure about them. Nothing honorable or respectful. One of these masculines is talking as though somebody told them that they rejected her and that now she is protected. They lost their meal ticket. They lost the energy source. They fumbled their good life and their dream come true. They rejected her, tried to bury her, punished her, persecuted her, and she did not surrender. She did not fall. She did not cave, and God raised her up, and now she has protection, and these people are pissed because they trauma bonded and they can't undo it. And they have meetings in the minds of the psychics every night, and are so mad that it came to this. They thought for sure that they were going to be able to harvest the gifts belonging to the earth angels and that they would command them and that this would not have happened. But now God hears and sees what you hear and see, because you are a son and daughter of the Most High, protected. A younger masculine, sounding like the curator, was saying that her voice is so different. So they're trying to find a third-party copycat for their normal routine of flipping and replacing folks, but their choice has a different voice. For sale, someone said. Something is for sale. They might be trying to sell earth women. They were asking how many earth women. They're, and they talk about earth women, some of them, as though they are collector's items. They're like cream of the crop, original, biological, connected to source, life forms, and they want to mate with it, control it, find out what the gifts are, what they do, and how much power they can gain from it. It's incredible what these non-human masculines and their jealous feminines want to do with the original biological earth women. These ones are talking about somebody's husband. So they might be talking about this masculine who was also persecuted and who also did not give up and who also was raised up is her husband. Perhaps. Take it as it resonates. He's pissed about these copycats, about what they've done to this woman's reputation, what they did to her mind, trying to break her, trying to, they tortured her, as well as him, and he's mad at what they did to her. And they're still sending in their copycats. Apparently, Karen had been taken. They won't stop. And he's not playing games. It's like, this is not a game. It's not a game. It's an actual war. This is that war that they talk about between, you know. I thought I heard somebody saying something about Gaza. And it's odd because, again, these ones we're talking about Reesers. So Reesers has what? They have dips. They have salads. They have all kinds of food things. I have a friend, and I've known him a long, long time, a businessman who went to Reesers many, many years ago to have a meeting with Al Reeser. Al had a phone call, so he went to the refrigerator, and there was some salad in there, so he pulls out this salad, and he starts eating it. Nom, 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 nom. Al was watching him. He gets off the phone, and he's laughing, and he looks at him, and he says, "So how was that salad?" And he tells him it was real good. It was a real good salad. And he explained to him that it had been in there for like 3 months, opened. And he was waiting to see how long it would take before it would go bad. So there may be something going on with Reeser's products. Take it as it resonates. These nasty jacks are talking about artificial intelligence. And someone was saying, in your dreams, but I couldn't make out what it was. Another one was saying something about Iran. So we've got Gaza, Iran. There's something about a magistrate and something about Pakistan. One of them said that they were not immigrants. So we've got Pakistan, Iran, Gaza, they could be speaking with a magistrate who is in another dimensional reality, or in this reality. Take it as it resonates. They're going to the magistrate, and it's like they're filing legal something. Somebody was told to put it in writing. There's something about violation. So it's like Pakistan, Iran, Gaza. There's folks from these spaces and places talking to a magistrate who is a dignitary, a feminine. It's like this feminine that they are talking about: dental records, tattoos, voice. They want to replace, and they want to stop her from doing this lawful stuff, from filing criminal charges, from bringing these people to justice. They want to capture this woman in her 3D space and then violate her as they are violating everybody else. This is the message that I have for you. I hope that it brings clarity to something that you already intuitively knew, and I'll see you on the next one, everybody. Bye.